Hello, today we're going to create a formative using a PDF document. First thing I need to do is log in, use the Google button, specify which account I'm using, and it will take me to the dashboard. From the dashboard, I go to the Add button. I go to Enhance a PDF document, or doc, and I have this file on my desktop, and I'm going to be using this file right here. Within this document, I only want to use very specific pages, so because this document is about 12 pages long, I'm going to deselect all and just choose the pages that I want. There are two ways to do this: add two documents or add parse with AI. I go over parse with AI in a different video. Today I'm just adding two documents. First thing I want to do is rename this. Now that I've renamed it, I'm going to see that I have two pages, and I'm going to start adding questions to this. So with your mouse, just go ahead and click on the questions. This is a multiple choice question, so I select that from the choices, and on the right it will appear. You're going to notice on the exam, each of these questions are worth 6 points, so I'm going to modify that. I'm going to add the answer to this. I'm just going to say it's C, and I'm going to continue this process of modifying the question and clicking on the answer. When I get to the second page, I just go ahead and do the same thing. My first 5 questions on this are also worth 6 points, multiple choice. So as I move along, devise an answer key for it. The next 3 questions are free response, so I will go ahead, identify the question, and using the free response as the question type. This will allow students to write multiple sentences. Each of these questions, question 11 and 12, are both worth 10 points, so I'm going to modify that within the points, and also I'm going to make question 13 worth 20 points. And that's how you create your first assessment using a PDF. Once I make my formative, I really like to preview what that's going to look like for my students. In order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and click on the preview button. And there's 3 options based off what type of device they're using. Assuming that they're going to use a Chromebook, I always like using this option of the pop preview in a new tab. So when I click on this, I get to see kind of the landscape of the exam. I can use this to jump to different sections of the test, which is always nice. Once in the exam, I really do like exploring the different features. Choice Eliminator is one of them. So if I'm going through the exam and I know that number 1, choice A, is incorrect, I can go ahead and use the Choice Eliminator to visually identify which option I would like to eliminate, and then put in the answer by clicking on the choice I want to be selected. Additionally, I can do that to each and every single one of my questions. Another feature Formative has is communicating with your students. Within your teacher dashboard, your students can communicate with you on Formative. So right here, your students can message you and message you specifically about question number 5. And you'll see this message on the teacher dashboard. So I'm going to head and answer all of the questions. Right now I'm doing it randomly, but you also see that the questions have a point worth that I can see bubbled in the top right hand corner of each question. I have my free response questions, which will say, type here. So this text box allows students to answer their questions here. Formative has a feature where it allows you to know that I have responded to 12 of 13 questions. I can go ahead and press submit right here. By pressing the blue button, you're trying to submit, but because I did not finish the exam, will warn me that I have one question incomplete. I can choose to go back or submit anyway. Because I'm just modeling this, I'm going to submit anyway, but this is a useful tool for your students to know if they've left any blanks on their exam. It's going to submit my response, and then your students will be logged out of this exam. As the teacher through the response dashboard, I would come to responses. This is mine. I go ahead and it's going to give me some immediately analytics about this. This X means that I did not submit an answer for this, but you can also see my message to myself. And this, you can directly respond to your students if they're still within the exam. You can also, in the dashboard, manually override questions. You can come right here. This is a free response, so this is where I can grade it. Questions, and I can use the slide bar, or I can type in how many points I want the student to receive at that moment. And I can do this for all free response questions. And I can use the slide bar for all free response questions. So hopefully this has now helped you create your first PDF assessment on Formative.